Shalom, and welcome back to the Cepher Daily Readings. Thank you for stopping by to follow along. I am Trish. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah Yahuwah. In the name of the Son, Yahawashai or Yahusha HaMashiach. Thank you so much, Father, and glory to your name. And may this reading be a blessing to you and honor you, and may it also be a blessing to those who are following along. We are in Jasher, Yashar, chapter 32. And at that time Yaakov sent messengers to his brother Esau toward the land of Seir, and he spoke to him words of supplication, and he commanded them, saying, Thus shall you say to my Adonai, to Esau, Thus says your servant Yaakov, Let not my Adonai imagine that my father's blessing with which he did bless me has proved beneficial to me. For I have been these 20 years with Laban, and he deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, as it has all been already told unto my Adonai. And I served him in his house very laboriously. And Elohim afterwards saw my affliction, my labor, and the work of my hands. And he caused me to find grace and favor in his sight. And I afterward, through Elohim's great mercy and kindness, acquired oxen and asses and cattle, and men servants and maidservants. And now I am coming to my land and my home, to my father and mother, who are in the land of Canaan. And I have sent to let my Adonai know all this in order to find favor in the sight of my Adonai, so that he may not imagine that I have of myself obtained wealth, or that the blessing with which my father blessed me has benefited me. And those messengers went to Esau and found him on the borders of the land of Edom, going toward Yaakov. And 400 men of the children of Seir, the Hori, were standing with drawn swords. And the messengers of Yaakov told Esau all the words that Yaakov had spoken to them concerning Esau. And Esau answered them with pride and contempt, and said unto them, Surely I have heard, and truly it has been told unto me what Yaakov has done to Laban, who exalted him in his house, and gave him his daughters for women. And he begat sons and daughters, and abundantly increased in wealth and riches in Laban's house through his means. And when he saw that his wealth was abundant, and his riches great, he fled with all belonging to him from Laban's house. And he led Laban's daughters away from the face of their father, as captives, taken by the sword, without telling him of it. And not only to Laban has Yaakov done thus, but also unto me has he done so, and has twice supplanted me. And shall I be silent? Now therefore I have this day come with my camps to meet him, and I will do unto him according to the desire of my heart. And the messengers returned and came to Yaakov, and said unto him, We came to your brother, to Esau, and we told him all your words, and thus has he answered us. And behold, he comes to meet you with 400 men. Now then, know and see what you shall do, and pray before Elohim to deliver you from him. And when he heard the words of his brother, which he had spoken to the messengers of Yaakov, Yaakov was greatly afraid, and he was distressed. And Yaakov prayed to Yahuwah Elohayu, and he said, O Yahuwah Elohim of my fathers, Abraham and Yitzchak, you did say unto me when I went away from my father's house, saying, I am Yahuwah Elohim of your father Abraham, and the Elohim of Yitzchak. Unto you do I give this land, and your seed after you, and I will make your seed as the stars of heaven, and you shall spread forth to the four sides of heaven. And in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And you did establish your words, and did give unto me riches and children and cattle, as the utmost wishes of my heart. And did you give unto your servant? You did give unto me all that I asked from you, so that I lacked nothing. And you did afterward say unto me, Return to your parents and to your birthplace, and I will still do well with you. And now that I have come, and you did deliver me from Laban, I shall fall into the hands of Esau, who will slay me, yea, together with the mothers of my children. Now, therefore, O Yahuwah Elohim, deliver me, I pray you, also from the hands of my brother Esau, for I am greatly afraid of him. And if there is no righteousness in me, do it for the sake of Abraham and my father Yitzhak. For I know that through kindness and mercy have I acquired this wealth. Now, therefore, I beseech you to deliver me this day with your kindness and to answer me. And Yaakov ceased praying to Yahuwah, and he divided the people that were with him with the flocks and cattle into 2 camps. And he gave the half to the care of Damasek, and the son of Eliezer, Abraham's servant, for a camp with his children. And the other half he gave to the care of his brother, Elioanuk, the son of Eliezer, to be for a camp with his children. And he commanded them, saying, keep yourselves at a distance with your camps, and do not come too near each other. And if Esau come to one camp and slay it, the other camp at a distance from it will escape him. And Yaakov tarried there that night, and during the whole night he gave his servants instructions concerning the forces and his children. And Yahuwah heard the prayer of Yaakov on that day, and Yahuwah then delivered Yaakov from the hands of his brother Esau. And Yahuwah sent 3 angels of the angels of heaven, and they went before Esau and came to him. And these angels appeared unto Esau and his people as 2,000 men, riding upon horses furnished with all sorts of war instruments. And they appeared in the sight of Esau, and all his men to be divided into 4 camps, with 4 chiefs to them. And one camp went on, and they found Esau coming with 400 men toward his brother Yaakov. And this camp ran toward Esau and his people, and terrified them. And Esau fell off the horse in alarm, and all his men separated from him in that place, for they were greatly afraid. And the whole of the camp shouted after them when they fled from Esau. And all the warlike men answered, saying, surely we are the servants of Yaakov, who is the servant of Elohim. And who then can stand against us? And Esau said unto them, O then, my Adonai, and my brother Yaakov is your Adonai, whom I have not seen for these 20 years. And now that I have this day come to see him, do you treat me in this manner? And the angels answered him, saying, as Yahuwah lives, were not Yaakov of whom you speak your brother, we had not let one remaining from you and your people. But only on account of Yaakov we will do nothing to them. And this camp passed from Esau and his men, and it went away. And Esau and his men had gone from them about a league when the second camp came toward him with all sorts of weapons. And they also did unto Esau and his men as the first camp had done to them. And when they had left it to go on, behold, the third camp came toward him, and they were all terrified. And Esau fell off the horse, and the whole camp cried out, and said, surely we are the servants of Yaakov, who is the servant of Elohim, and who can stand against us? And Esau again answered them, saying, O then, Yaakov my Adonai, and your Adonai is my brother. And for 20 years I have not seen his countenance. And hearing this day that he was coming, I went this day to meet him. And do you treat me in this manner? And they answered him, and said unto him, as Yahuwah lives, were not Yaakov your brother, as you did say, we had not left a remnant from you and your men. But on account of Yaakov, of whom you speak, being your brother, we will not meddle with you or your men. And the third camp also passed from them, and he still continued his road with his men toward Yaakov, when the fourth camp came toward him. And they also did unto him and his men as the others had done. And when Esau beheld the evil which the 4 angels had done to him and to his men, he became greatly afraid of his brother Yaakov, and he went to meet him in peace. And Esau concealed his hatred against Yaakov, because he was afraid of his life on account of his brother Yaakov, and because he imagined that the 4 camps that he had lighted upon were Yaakov's servants. And Yaakov tarried that night with his servants in their camps, and he resolved with his servants to give unto Esau a present from all that he had with him, and from all his property. And Yaakov rose up in the morning, he and his men, and they chose men from amongst the cattle a present for Esau. And this is the amount of the present which Yaakov chose from his flock to give unto his brother Esau. And he selected 240 head from the flocks, and he selected them from the camels, and asses 30 each. And of the herds he chose 50 kine. And he put them in all in 10 droves, and he placed each sort by itself. And he delivered them into the hands of 10 of his servants, each drove by itself. And he commanded them, and said unto them, Keep yourselves at a distance from each other, and put a space between the droves. And when Esau and those who are with him shall meet you, and ye ask you, saying, Whose are you, and whither do you go? And to whom belongs all this before you? You shall say unto them, We are the servants of Yaakov, and we come to meet Esau in peace. And behold, Yaakov comes behind us. And that which is before us is a present sent from Yaakov to his brother Esau. And if they shall say unto you, Why does he delay behind you from coming to meet his brother and to see his face? Then you shall say unto them, Surely he comes joyfully behind us to meet his brother. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goes to him, and after this I will see his face. Perchance he will accept of me. So the whole present passed on in the hands of his servants, and went before him on that day. And he lodged that night with his camps by the border of the brook of Yabbok. And he rose up in the midst of the night, and he took his women and his maidservants, and all belonging to him, and he that night passed them over the ford Yabbok. And when he passed all belonging to him over the brook, Yaakov was left by himself, and a man met him, and he wrestled with him that night until the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Yaakov's thigh was out of joint through wrestling with him. And at the break of day the man left Yaakov there, and he blessed him and went away. And Yaakov passed the brook at the break of the day, and he halted upon his thigh. And the sun rose upon him when he passed through the brook, and he came up to the place of his cattle and children. And they went on till midday, and while they were going, the present was passing on before them. And Yaakov lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was at a distance, coming along with many men, about 400. And Yaakov was greatly afraid of his brother. And Yaakov hastened and divided his children unto his women and his handmaids. And his daughter Dinah he put in a chest, and delivered her into the hands of his servants. And he passed before his children and women to meet his brother. And he bowed down to the ground. Yea, he bowed down 7 times until he approached his brother. And Elohim caused Yaakov to find grace and favor in the sight of Esau and his men. For Elohim had heard the prayer of Yaakov. And the fear of Yaakov and his terror fell upon his brother Esau. For Esau was greatly afraid of Yaakov for what the angels of Elohim had done to Esau. And Esau's anger against Yaakov was turned into kindness. And when Esau saw Yaakov running toward him, he also ran toward him, and he embraced him, and he fell upon his neck, and they kissed, and they wept. And Elohim put fear and kindness toward Yaakov in the hearts of the men that came with Esau, and they also kissed Yaakov and embraced him. And also Eliphaz, the son of Esau, with his 4 brothers, sons of Esau, wept with Yaakov, and they kissed him and embraced him, for the fear of Yaakov had fallen upon them all. And Esau lifted up his eyes and saw the women with their offspring, the children of Yaakov, walking behind Yaakov and bowing along the road to Esau. And Esau said unto Yaakov, Who are these with you, my brother? Are they your children or your servants? And Yaakov answered Esau and said, They are my children, which Elohim has graciously given to your servant. And while Yaakov was speaking to Esau and his men, Esau beheld the whole camp, and he said unto Yaakov, Whence did you get the whole of the camp that I met yesternight? And Yaakov said, To find favor in the sight of my Adonai. It is that which Elohim graciously gave to your servant. And the present came before Esau, and Yaakov pressed Esau, saying, Take, I pray you, the present that I have brought to you, my Adonai. And Esau said, Wherefore is this my purpose? Keep that which you have unto yourself. And Yaakov said, It is incumbent upon me to give all this, since I have seen your face, that you still live in peace. And Esau refused to take the present. And Yaakov said unto him, I beseech you, my Adonai, if now I have found favor in your sight, then receive my present at my hand, for I have therefore seen your face, as though I had seen an Elohim-like face, because you were pleased with me. And Esau took the present, and Yaakov also gave unto Esau silver and gold and bdellium, for he pressed him so much that he took them. And Esau divided the cattle that were in the camp, and he gave the half to the men who had come with him, for they had come on hire, and the other half he delivered unto the hands of his children. And the silver and gold and bdellium he gave in the hands of Eliphaz, his eldest son. And Esau said unto Yaakov, Let us remain with you, and we will go slowly along with you until you come to my place with me, that we may dwell there together. And Yaakov answered his brother and said, I will do as my Adonai speaks unto me. But my Adonai knows that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with their young who are with me go but slowly. For if they went swiftly, they would all die. For you know their burdens and their fatigue. Therefore let my Adonai pass on before his servant, and I will go on slowly for the sake of the children and the flock, until I come to my Adonai's place to Seir. And Esau said unto Yaakov, I will place with you some of the people that are with me to take care of you in the road, and to bear your fatigue and burden. And he said, What needs it, my Adonai, if I may find grace in your sight? Behold, I will come unto you to Seir to dwell there together as you have spoken. Go you then with your people, for I will follow you. And Yaakov said this to Esau in order to remove Esau and his men from him, so that Yaakov might afterward go to his father's house to the land of Canaan. And Esau hearkened to the voice of Yaakov, and Esau returned with the 400 men that were with him on their road to Seir. And Yaakov and all belonging to him went that day as far as the extremity of the land of Canaan in its borders, and he remained there some time. Chapter 33. And then some time after Yaakov went away from the borders of the land, and he came to the land of Shalem, that is the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, and he rested in front of the city. And he bought a parcel of the field, which was there, from the children of Hamor, the people of the land, for 5 shekels. And Yaakov there built himself a house, and he pitched his tent there, and he made Sukkot for his cattle. Therefore he called the name of that place Sukkot. And Yaakov remained in Sukkot 1 year and 6 months. At that time, some of the women of the inhabitants of the land went to the city of Shechem to dance and rejoice with the daughters of the people of the city. And when they went forth, then Rachel and Leah, the women of Yaakov with their families, also went to behold the rejoicing of the daughters of the city. And Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, also went along with them, and saw the daughters of the city. And they remained there before these daughters, while all the people of the city were standing by them, to behold their rejoicings. And all the great people of the city were there. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, the prince of the land, was also standing there to see them. And Shechem beheld Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, sitting with her mother before the daughters of the city. And the damsel pleased him greatly. And he there asked his friends and his people, saying, Whose daughter is that sitting amongst the women, whom I do not know in this city? And they said unto him, Surely this is the daughter of Yaakov, the son of Yitzchak the Ivri, who has dwelt in this city for some time. And when it was reported that the daughters of the land were going forth to rejoice, she went with her mother, and maidservants to sit amongst them, as you see. And Shechem beheld Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, and when he looked at her, his soul became fixed upon Dinah. And he sent and had her taken by force. And Dinah came to the house of Shechem, and he seized her forcibly, and lay with her, and humbled her. And he loved her exceedingly, and placed her in his house. And they came and told the thing unto Yaakov. And when Yaakov heard that Shechem had defiled his daughter Dinah, Yaakov sent 12 of his servants to fetch Dinah from the house of Shechem. And they went and came to the house of Shechem to take away Dinah from there. And when they came, Shechem went out to them with his men and drove them from his house. And he would not suffer them to come before Dinah. But Shechem was sitting with Dinah, kissing and embracing her before their eyes. And the servants of Yaakov came back and told him, saying, When we came, he and his men drove us away. And thus did Shechem do unto Dinah before our eyes. And Yaakov knew moreover that Shechem had defiled his daughter. But he said nothing. And his sons were feeding his cattle in the field. And Yaakov remained silent till their return. And before his sons came home, Yaakov sent 2 maidens from his servants' daughters to take care of Dinah in the house of Shechem, and to remain with her. And Shechem sent 3 of his friends to his father, Hamor, the son of Hirakim, the son of Pered, saying, Get me this damsel for a woman. And Hamor, the son of Hirakim, the Hivi, came to the house of Shechem his son, and he sat before him. And Hamor said unto his son, Shechem, Is there then no woman amongst the daughters of your people that you will take an Ivri woman who is not of your people? And Shechem said to him, Her only must you get for me, for she is delightful in my sight. And Hamor did according to the word of his son, for he was greatly beloved by him. And Hamor went forth to Yaakov to commune with him concerning this matter. And when he had gone from the house of his son Shechem, before he came to Yaakov to speak unto him, behold, the sons of Yaakov had come from the field, as soon as they heard the thing that Shechem, the son of Hamor, had done. And the men were very much grieved concerning their sister, and they all came home fired with anger, before the time of gathering in their cattle. And they came and sat before their father, and they spoke unto him, kindled with wrath, saying, Surely death is due to this man and to his household, because Yahuwah Elohim of the whole earth commanded Noach and his children that all men shall never rob, nor break wedlock. Now behold, Shechem has both ravaged and committed fornication with our sister. And not one of all the people of the city spoke a word to him. Surely you know and understand that the judgment of death is due to Shechem, and to his father, and to the whole city on account of the thing which he has done. And while they were speaking before their father in this matter, behold, Hamor, the father of Shechem, came to speak to Yaakov the words of his son concerning Dinah. And he sat before Yaakov and before his sons. And Hamor spoke unto them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I pray you give her unto him for a woman, and intermarry with us. Give us your daughters, and we will give you our daughters. And you shall dwell with us in our land, and we will be as one people in the land. For our land is very extensive. So dwell you and trade therein, and get possessions in it, and do therein as you desire. And no one shall prevent you by saying a word to you. And Hamor ceased speaking unto Yaakov and his sons. And behold, Shechem his son had come after him, and he sat before them. And Shechem spoke before Yaakov and his sons, saying, May I find favor in your sight, that you will give me your daughter. And whatsoever you say unto me, that will I do for her. Ask me for abundance of dowry and gift, and I will give it. And whatsoever you shall say unto me, that will I do. And whosoever he be that will rebel against your orders, he shall die. Only give me the damsel for a woman. And Shimon and Levi answered Hamor and Shechem his son deceitfully, saying, All you have spoken unto us we will do for you. And behold, our sister is in your house. But keep away from her until we send to our father Yitzchak concerning this matter. For we can do nothing without his consent. For he knows the ways of our father Abraham. And whatsoever he says unto us, we will tell you. We will conceal nothing from you. And Shimon and Levi spoke this unto Shechem and his father in order to find a pretext, and to seek counsel what was to be done to Shechem and to his city in this matter. And when Shechem and his father heard the words of Shimon and Levi, it seemed good in their sight. And Shechem and his father came forth to go home. And when they had gone, the sons of Yaakov said unto their father, saying, Behold, we know that death is due to these wicked ones and to their city, because they transgressed that which Elohim had commanded unto Noah and his children, and his seed after them. And also because Shechem did this thing to our sister Dinah in defiling her, for such vileness shall never be done amongst us. Now therefore know and see what you will do, and seek counsel and pretext what is to be done to them, in order to kill all the inhabitants of this city. And Shimon said to them, Here is a proper advice for you. Tell them to circumcise every male amongst them as we are circumcised. And if they do not wish to do this, we shall take our daughter from them and go away. And if they consent to do this, and will do it, then when they are sunk down with pain, we will attack them with our swords, as upon one who is quiet and peaceable, and we will slay every male person amongst them. And Shimon's advice pleased them, and Shimon and Levi resolved to do unto them as it was proposed. And on the next morning, Shechem and Hamor his father came again unto Yaakov and his sons, to speak concerning Dinah, and to hear what answer the sons of Yaakov would give to their words. And the sons of Yaakov spoke deceitfully to them, saying, We told our father Yitzchak all your words, and your words pleased him. But he spoke unto us, saying, Thus did Abraham his father command him from Elohim Yahuwah of the whole earth, that any man who is not of his descendants that should wish to take one of his daughters shall cause every male belonging to him to be circumcised, as we are circumcised, and then we may give him our daughter for a woman. Now we have made known to you all our ways that our father spoke unto us. For we cannot do this of which you spoke unto us, to give our daughter to an uncircumcised man, for it is a disgrace to us. But herein will we consent to you, to give you our daughter, and we will also take unto ourselves your daughters, and will dwell amongst you, and be one people as you have spoken, if you will hearken to us, and consent to be like us, to circumcise every male belonging to you, as we are circumcised. And if you will not hearken unto us, to have every male circumcised, as we are circumcised, as we have commanded, then we will come to you and take our daughter from you and go away. And Shechem and his father Hamor heard the words of the sons of Yaakov, and the thing pleased them exceedingly. And Shechem and his father Hamor hastened to do the wishes of the sons of Yaakov. For Shechem was very fond of Dinah, and his soul was riveted to her. And Shechem and his father Hamor hastened to the gate of the city, and they assembled all the men of their city, and spoke unto them the words of the sons of Yaakov, saying, We came to these men, the sons of Yaakov, and we spoke unto them concerning their daughter. And these men will consent to do according to our wishes. And behold, our land is of great extent for them, and they will dwell in it, and trade in it, and we shall be one people. We will take their daughters, and our daughters we will give unto them for women. But only on this condition will these men consent to do this thing, that every male amongst us be circumcised, as they are circumcised, as their Elohim commanded them. And when we shall have done according to their instructions to be circumcised, then will they dwell amongst us, together with their cattle and possessions, and we shall be as one people with them. And when all the men of the city heard the words of Shechem and his father Hamor, then all the men of their city were agreeable to this proposal, and they obeyed to be circumcised. For Shechem and his father Hamor were greatly esteemed by them, being the princes of the land. And on the next day, Shechem and Hamor his father rose up early in the morning, and they assembled all the men of their city in the middle of the city. And they called for the sons of Yaakov, who circumcised every male belonging to them on that day and the next. And they circumcised Shechem, and Hamor his father, and the 5 brothers of Shechem. And then everyone rose up and went home. For this thing was from Yahuwah against the city of Shechem, and from Yahuwah was Shimon's counsel in this matter, in order that Yahuwah might deliver the city of Shechem into the hands of Yahakob's 2 sons. Chapter 34. And the number of all the males that were circumcised were 645 men, and 246 children. But Hedekim, the son of Pered, the father of Hamor, and his 6 brothers, would not listen unto Shechem and his father Hamor, and they would not be circumcised, for the proposal of the sons of Yahakob was loathsome in their sight, and their anger was greatly roused at this, that the people of the city had not hearkened to them. And in the evening of the 2nd day, they found 8 small children who had not been circumcised, for their mothers had concealed them from Shechem and his father Hamor, and from the men of the city. And Shechem and his father Hamor sent to have them brought before them to be circumcised, when Hedekim and his 6 brothers sprang at them with their swords and sought to slay them. And they sought to slay also Shechem and his father Hamor, and they sought to slay Dinah with them on account of this matter. And they said unto them, What is this thing that you have done? Are there no women amongst the daughters of your brethren, the Canaanite, that you wish to take unto yourselves daughters of the Ephraim, whom you know not before, and will do this act which your fathers never commanded you? Do you imagine that you will succeed through this act which you have done? And what will you answer in this affair to your brethren, the Canaanite, who will come tomorrow and ask you concerning this thing? And if your act shall not appear just and good in their sight, what will you do for your lives, and me for our lives, in your not having hearkened to our voices? And if the inhabitants of the land and all your brethren, the children of Ham, shall hear of your act, saying, On account of an Ivri woman did Shechem and Hamor his father, and all the inhabitants of their city, do that which they had been unacquainted, and which their ancestors never commanded them, where then will you fly, or where conceal your shame? All your days before your brethren, the inhabitants of the land of Canaan. Now therefore we cannot bear up against this thing which you have done, neither can we be burdened with this yoke upon us, which our ancestors did not command us. Behold, tomorrow we will go and assemble all our brethren, the Canaanite, brethren who dwell in the land, and we will all come and smite you and all those who trust in you, that there shall not be a remnant left from you or them. And when Hamor and his son Shechem and all the people of the city heard the words of Hedekim and his brothers, they were terribly afraid of their lives at their words, and they repented of what they had done. And Shechem and his father Hamor answered their father Hedekim and his brethren, and they said unto them, All the words which you spoke unto us are true. Now, do not say, nor imagine in your hearts that on account of the love of the Ephraim, we did this thing that our ancestors did not command us. But because we saw that it was not their intention and desire to accede to our wishes concerning their daughter, as to our taking her, except on this condition, so we hearkened to their voices, and did this act which you saw, in order to obtain our desire from them. And when we shall have obtained our request from them, we will then return to them, and do unto them that which you say unto us. We beseech you then to wait and tarry until our flesh shall be healed, and we again become strong. And we will then do together against them, and do unto them that which is in your hearts and in ours. And Dinah, the daughter of Yahakob, heard all these words which Hedekim and his brothers had spoken, and what Hamor and his son Shechem and the people of their city had answered them. And she hastened and sent one of her maidens that her father had sent to take care of her in the house of Shechem, to Yahakob her father, and to her brethren, saying, Thus did Hedekim and his brothers advise concerning you, and thus did Hamor and Shechem and the people of the city answer them. And when Yaakov heard these words, he was filled with wrath, and he was indignant at them, and his anger was kindled against them. And Shimon and Levi swore and said, As Yahuwah lives, the Elohim of the whole earth, by this time tomorrow there shall not be a remnant left in the whole city. And 20 young men had concealed themselves who were not circumcised. And these young men fought against Shimon and Levi. And Shimon and Levi killed 18 of them. And 2 fled from them and escaped to some lime pits that were in the city. And Shimon and Levi sought for them, but could not find them. And Shimon and Levi continued to go about in the city, and they killed all the people of the city at the edge of the sword, and they left none remaining. And there was a great consternation in the midst of the city, and the cry of the people of the city ascended to heaven, and all the women and children cried aloud. And Shimon and Levi slew all the city. They left not a male remaining in the whole city. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son at the edge of the sword. And they brought away Dinah from the house of Shechem, and they went from there. And the sons of Yaakov went and returned, and came upon the slain, and spoiled all their property which was in the city and the field. And while they were taking the spoil, 300 men stood up, and threw dust at them, and struck them with stones. When Shimon turned to them, and he slew them all with the edge of the sword. And Shimon turned before Levi, and came into the city. And they took away their sheep, and their oxen, and their cattle, and also the remainder of the women and little ones. And they led all these away, and they opened a gate, and went out, and came unto their father Yaakov with vigor. And when Yaakov saw all that they had done to the city, and saw the spoil that they took from them, Yaakov was very angry at them. And Yaakov said unto them, What is this that you have done to me? Behold, I obtained rest amongst the Canaanite inhabitants of the land, and none of them meddled with me. And now you have done to make me obnoxious to the inhabitants of the land, amongst the Canaanite and the Perizim. And I am but of a small number, and they will all assemble against me and slay me when they hear of your work with their brethren. And I and my household will be destroyed. And Shimon and Levi and all their brothers with them answered their father Yaakov, and said unto him, Behold, we live in the land, and shall Shechem do this to our sister? Why are you silent at all that Shechem has done? And shall he deal with our sister as with a harlot in the streets? And the number of women whom Shimon and Levi took captives from the city of Shechem, whom they did not slay, was 85, who had not known man. And amongst them was a young damsel of beautiful appearance and well favored, whose name was Bunah. And Shimon took her for a woman. And the number of the males which they took captive and did not slay, which they took captives and did not slay, was 47 men, and the rest they slew. And all the young men and the women that Shimon and Levi had taken captives from the city of Shechem were servants to the sons of Yaakov and to their children after them, until the day of the sons of Yaakov going forth from the land of Mitzrayim. And when Shimon and Levi had gone forth from the city, the 2 young men that were left, who had concealed themselves in the city, and did not die amongst the people of the city, rose up, and these young men went into the city, and walked about in it. And they found the city desolate without man, and only women weeping. And these young men cried out, and said, Behold, this is the evil which the sons of Yaakov the Ivri did to the city in their having this day destroyed one of the Canaanite cities, and were not afraid of their lives of all the land of Canaan. And these men left the city and went to the city of Tapnach. And they came there and told the inhabitants of Tapnach all that had befallen them, and all that the sons of Yaakov had done to the city of Shechem. And the information reached Yashar, king of Tapnach, and he sent men to the city of Shechem to see those young men. For the king did not believe them in this account, saying, How could 2 men lay waste such a large town as Shechem? And the messengers of Yashar came back and told him, saying, We came unto the city, and it is destroyed. There is not a man there, only weeping women. Neither is any flock or cattle there. For all that was in the city, the sons of Yahakob took away. And Yashuv wondered at this, saying, How could two men do this thing, to destroy so large a city, and not one man able to stand against them? For the like has not been done from the days of Nimrod, and not even from the remotest time has the like taken place. And Yashub, king of Tabnach, said to his people, Be courageous, and we will go and fight against these Ivriim, and do unto them as they did unto the city, and we will avenge the cause of the people of the city. And Yashub, king of Tabnach, consulted with his counselors about this matter, and his advisers said unto him, Alone you will not prevail over the Ivriim, for they must be powerful to do this work to the whole city. If two of them laid waste the whole city, and no one stood against them, surely if you go against them, they will all rise against us and destroy us likewise. But if you will send to all the kings that surround us, and let them come together, then we will go with them, and fight against the sons of Yahakob. Then you will prevail against them. And Yashub heard the words of his counselors, and their words pleased him and his people, and he did so. And Yashub, king of Tapnach, sent to all the kings of the Emorium that surrounded Shechem and Tapnach, saying, Go up with me and assist me, and we will smite Yahakob the Ivri and all his sons, and destroy them from the earth. For thus did he do to the city of Shechem, and do you not know of it? And all the kings of Emorium heard the evil that the sons of Yahakob had done to the city of Shechem, and they were greatly astonished at them. And the 7 kings of the Emorium assembled with all their armies, about 10,000 men with drawn swords, and they came to fight against the sons of Yahakob. And Yahakob heard that the kings of the Emorium had assembled to fight against his sons. And Yahakob was greatly afraid, and it distressed him. And Yahakob exclaimed against Shimon and Levi, saying, What is this act that you did? Why have you injured me, to bring against me all the children of Canaan, to destroy me and my household? For I was at rest, even I and my household. And you have done this thing to me, and provoked the inhabitants of the land against me by your proceedings. And Yahudah answered his father, saying, Was it for naught my brothers Shimon and Levi killed all the inhabitants of Shechem? Surely it was because Shechem had humbled our sister, and transgressed the command of our Elohim to Noach and his children. For Shechem took our sister away by force, and broke wedlock with her. And Shechem did all this evil, and not one of the inhabitants of his city interfered with him to say, Why will you do this? Surely for this my brothers went and smote the city, and Yahuwah delivered it into their hands, because its inhabitants had transgressed the commands of our Elohim. Is it then for naught that they have done all this? And now, why are you afraid or distressed? And why are you displeased at my brothers? And why is your anger kindled against them? Surely our Elohim, who delivered into their hands the city of Shechem and its people, he will also deliver into our hands all the Canaanite kings who are coming against us. And we will do unto them as my brothers did unto Shechem. Now be tranquil about them, and cast away your fears, but trust in Yahuwah Eloheinu, and pray unto him to assist us and deliver our enemies into our hands. And Yahudah called to one of his father's servants, Go now and see where those kings who are coming against us are situated with their armies. And the servant went and looked far off, and went up opposite Mount Sihon, and saw all the camps of the kings standing in the fields. And he returned to Yahudah and said, Behold, the kings are situated in the field with all their camps, a people exceedingly numerous, like unto the sand upon the seashore. And Yahudah said unto Shimon and Levi and all to his brothers, Strengthen yourselves, and be sons of valor, for Yahuwah Eloheinu is with us. Do not fear them. Stand forth each man, girt with his weapons of war, his bow, and his sword, and we will go and fight against these uncircumcised men. Yahuwah is our Elohim. He will save us. And they rose up, and each girt on his weapons of war, great and small, 11 sons of Yahakob, and all the servants of Yahakob with them, and all the servants of Yitzhak who were with Yitzhak in Hebron. All came to them equipped in all sorts of war instruments. And the sons of Yahakob and their servants, being 112 men, went towards these kings, and Yahakob also went with them. And the sons of Yahakob went unto their father Yitzhak, the son of Abraham, to Hebron. The same is Kiriath Arba, saying, Pray, we beseech you for us unto Yahuwah Eloheinu, to protect us from the hands of the Canaanim, who are coming against us, and to deliver them into our hands. And Yitzhak, the son of Abraham, prayed unto Yahuwah for his sons, and he said, O Yahuwah Elohim, you did promise my father, saying, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven. And you did also promise me and establish you your word. Now that the kings of Canaan are coming together to make war with my children because they committed no violence. Now therefore, O Yahuwah Elohim, the Elohim of the whole earth, pervert, I pray you, the counsel of these kings that they may not fight against my sons, and impress the hearts of these kings and their people with the terror of my sons, and bring down their pride, and that they may turn away from my sons. And with your strong hand and outstretched arm, deliver my sons and their servants from them. For power and might are in your hands to do all this. And the sons of Yahakob and their servants went toward these kings, and they trusted in Elohai, in Yahuwah Elohim. And while they were going, Yahakob their father also prayed unto Yahuwah, and said, O Yahuwah Elohim, powerful and exalted Elohim, who has reigned from days of old, from thence till now and forever. You are he who stirs up wars and causes them to cease. In your hand are power and might to exalt and to bring down. O may my prayer be acceptable before you, that you may turn to me with your mercies, to impress the hearts of these kings and their people with the terror of my sons, and terrify them and their camps, and with your great kindness deliver all those that trust in you. For it is you who can bring people under us, and reduce nations under our power. Chapter 35. And all the kings of the Emorium came and took their stand in the field to consult with their counselors what was to be done with the sons of Yahakob, for they were still afraid of them, saying, Behold, 2 of them slew the whole of the city of Shechem. And Yahuwah heard the prayers of Yitzhak and Yahakob, and he filled the hearts of all these kings' advisers with great fear and terror, that they unanimously exclaimed, Are you silly this day? Or is there no understanding in you, that you will fight with the Ephraim? And why will you take a delight in your own destruction this day? Behold, 2 of them came to the city of Shechem without fear or terror, and they killed all the inhabitants of the city, that no man stood up against them. And how will you be able to fight with them all? Surely you know that their Elohim is exceedingly fond of them, and has done mighty things for them, such as have not been done from days of old. And amongst all the Elohim of nations, there is none can do like unto his mighty deeds. Surely he delivered their father Abraham, the Ivri, from the hand of Nimrod, and from the hand of all his people, who had many times sought to slay him. He delivered him also from the fire in which King Nimrod had cast him, and his Elohim delivered him from it. And who else can do the like? Surely it was Abraham who slew the 5 kings of Eliam, when they had touched his brother's son, who in those days dwelt in Sedom, and took his servant that was faithful in his house, and a few of his men, and they pursued the kings of Eliam in one night, and killed them, and restored to his brother's son all his property which they had taken from him. And surely you know the Elohim of these Ephraim is much delighted with them, and they are also delighted with him, for they know that he delivered them from all their enemies. And behold, through his love toward his Elohim, Abraham took his only and precious son and intended to bring him up as an ascending smoke offering to his Elohim. And had it not been for Elohim, who prevented him from doing this, he would then have done it through his love to his Elohim. And Elohim saw all his works, and swore unto him, and promised him that he would deliver his sons and all his seed from every trouble that would befall them, because he had done this thing, and through his love to Elohim stifled his compassion for his child. And have you not heard what their Elohim did to Pharaoh, king of Mitzrayim, and to Abimelech, king of Gerar, through taking Abraham's woman, who said of her, She is my sister, lest they might slay him on account of her, and think of taking her for a woman? And Elohim did unto them and their people all that you heard of. And behold, we ourselves saw with our eyes that Esau, the brother of Yaakov, came to him with 400 men, with the intention of slaying him, for he called to mind that he had taken away from him his father's blessing. And he went to meet him when he came from Aram, to smite the mother with the children. And who delivered him from his hands, but his Elohim in whom he trusted? He delivered him from the hand of his brother, and also from the hands of his enemies. And surely he again will protect them. Who does not know that it was their Elohim who inspired them with strength to do to the town of Shechem the evil which you heard of? Could it then be with their own strength that the two men could destroy such a large city as Shechem, had it not been for their Elohim in whom they trusted? He said and did unto them all this to slay the inhabitants of the city in their city. And can you then prevail over them who have come forth together from your city to fight with the whole of them, even if 1,000 times as many should come to your assistance? Surely you know and understand that you do not come to fight with them, but you come to war with their Elohim who made choice of them. And you have therefore all come this day to be destroyed. Now, therefore, refrain from this evil which you are endeavoring to bring upon yourselves, and it will be better for you not to go to battle with them, although they are but few in number, because their Elohim is with them. And when the kings of the Amorim heard all the words of their advisers, their hearts were filled with terror, and they were afraid of the sons of Yaakov, and would not fight against them. And they inclined their ears to the words of their advisers, and they listened to all their words. And the words of the counselors greatly pleased the kings, and they did so. And the kings turned and refrained from the sons of Yaakov, for they dared not approach them to make war with them, for they were greatly afraid of them, and their hearts melted with them from their fear of them. For this proceeded from Yahuwah to them, for he heard the prayers of his servants Yitzhak and Yaakov, for they trusted in him. And all these kings returned with their camps on that day, each to his own city. And they did not at that time fight with the sons of Yaakov. And the sons of Yaakov kept their station that day till evening opposite Mount Sehon, and seeing that these kings did not come to fight against them, the sons of Yaakov returned home. Chapter 36. At that time Yahuwah appeared unto Yaakov, saying, Arise, go to Beit El, and remain there, and make there an altar to Yahuwah, who appeared unto you, who delivered you and your sons from affliction. And Yaakov rose up with his sons, and all belonging to him, and they went and came to Beit El, according to the word of Yahuwah. And Yaakov was 99 years old when he went up to Beit El. And Yaakov and his sons and all the people that were with him remained in Beit El in Luz. And he there built an altar to Yahuwah, who appeared unto him. And Yaakov and his sons remained in Beit El 6 months. At that time died Deborah, the daughter of Utz, the nurse of Ribkah, who had been with Yaakov. And Yaakov buried her beneath Beit El under an oak that was there. And Ribkah, the daughter of Bethuel, the mother of Yaakov, also died at that time in Hebron. The same is Kirat Arba, and she was buried in this cave of Machpelah, which Abraham had bought from the children of Heth. And the life of Ribkah was 133 years, and she died. And when Yaakov heard that his mother Ribkah was dead, he wept bitterly for his mother, and made a great mourning for her, and for Deborah her nurse beneath the oak. And he called the name of that place Alon Bakut. And Laban the Aramean died in those days. For Elohim smote him because he transgressed the covenant that existed between him and Yaakov. And Yaakov was 100 years old when Yahuwah appeared unto him, and blessed him, and called his name Yasharel. And Rachel, the woman of Yaakov, conceived in those days. And at that time Yaakov and all belonging to him journeyed from Bethel to go to his father's house, to Hebron. And while they were going on the road, and there was yet but a little way to come to Ephrathah, Rachel bore a son, and she had hard labor, and she died. And Yaakov buried her in the way to Ephrathah, which is Beth Lechem, and he set a pillar upon her grave, which is there unto this day. And the days of Rachel were 45 years, and she died. And Yaakov called the name of his son that was born to him, which Rachel bore unto him, Benjamin, for he was born to him in the land on the right hand. And it was after the death of Rachel that Yaakov pitched his tent in the tent of her handmaid Bilhah. And Reuben was jealous of his mother Leah on account of this, and he was filled with anger. And he rose up in his anger and went and entered the tent of Bilhah, and he thence removed his father's bed. At that time, the portion of birthright, together with the kingly and priestly offices, was removed from the sons of Reuben, for he had profaned his father's bed, and the birthright was given unto Joseph, the kingly office to Yehudah, and the priesthood unto Levi, because Reuben had defiled his father's bed. And these are the generations of Yaakov who were born to him in Padan Aram. And the sons of Yaakov were 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, the firstborn, and Shimon, Levi, Yehudah, Yashar, Zebulun, and their sister Dinah. And the sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, were Gad and Asher. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, were Dan and Naphtali. These are the sons of Yaakov which were born to him in Padan Aram. And Yaakov and his sons and all belonging to him journeyed and came to Mamre, which is in Kirat Arba, that is in Hebron, where Abraham and Yitzhak sojourned. And Yaakov with his sons and all belonging to him dwelt with his father in Hebron. And his brother Esau and his sons and all belonging to him went to the land of Seir, and dwelt there, and had possessions in the land of Seir. And the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly in the land of Seir. And these are the generations of Esau that were born to him in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Esau were 5. And Adah bore Esau his firstborn Eliphaz. And she also bore to him Reuel. And Oholiabama bore to him Yeish, Yaalam, and Korach. These are the children of Esau who were born to him in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, were Taman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, Kenaz, and Amalek. And the sons of Reuel were Nachath, Terach, Shammah, and Mizah. And the sons of Yeish were Timnah, Aliah, Yetheahu, and the sons of Yaalam were Allah, Binor, and Kenaz. And the sons of Korach were Taman, Mivsar, Magediel, and Aram. These are the families of the sons of Esau according to their Alephim in the land of Seir. And these are the names of the sons of Seir, the Hori, inhabitants of the land of Seir: Lotan, Shobal, Sivon, Anah, Dieshan, Etzer, and Dieshon, being 7 sons. And the children of Lotan were Hori, Haman, and their sister Timnah. That is Timnah, who came to Yaakov and his sons, and they would not give ear to her. And she went and became a concubine to Eliphaz, the son of Esau, and she bore to him Amalek. And the sons of Shoval were Alian, Manachath, Ebal, Shephi, and Onam. And the sons of Zivon were Aya and Anna. This was that Anna who found the Yemim in the wilderness when he fed the asses of Zivon, his father. And while he was feeding his father's asses, he led them to the wilderness at different times to feed them. And there was a day that he brought them to one of the deserts on the seashore, opposite the wilderness of the people. And while he was feeding them, behold, a very heavy storm came from the other side of the sea, and rested upon the asses that were feeding there. And they all stood still. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals came out of the wilderness at the other side of the sea. And they all came to the place where the asses were, and they placed themselves there. And those animals, from their middle downward, were in the shape of the children of men. And from their middle upward, some had likeness of bears, and some the likeness of kephas, with tails behind them from between their shoulders, reaching down to the earth, like the tails of the duchipath. And these animals came and mounted and rode upon these asses, and led them away, and they went away unto this day. And one of these animals approached Anna and smote him with his tail, and then fled from that place. And when he saw this work, he was exceedingly afraid for his life, and he fled and escaped to the city. And he related to his sons and brothers all that had happened to him. And many men went to seek the asses, but could not find them. And Anna and his brothers went no more to that place from that day following, for they were greatly afraid of their lives. And the children of Anna, the son of Seir, were Dishon and his sister Oliabama. And the children of Dishon were Hemdan, Eshban, Yithran, and Haran. And the children of Itzur were Bilhan, Zaaban, and Akan. And the children of Dishon were Uz and Aran. These are the families of the children of Seir the Hori, according to their Eliphim in the land of Seir. And Esau and his children dwelt in the land of Seir the Hori, the inhabitant of the land. And they had possessions in it, and were fruitful, and multiplied exceedingly. And Yaakov and his children, and all belonging to them, dwelt with their father Yitzchak in the land of Canaan, as Yahuwah had commanded Abraham their father. That is the end of chapter 36. Psalms, Tehilliym, chapter 70. To the chief musician, a mizmor of David, to bring to remembrance, O Elohim, deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Yahuwah. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire my hurt. Let them be turned back for a reward of their shame that say, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek you rejoice and be glad in you. And let such as love your deliverance say continually, Let Elohim be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O Elohim. You are my help and my deliverer. O Yahuwah, make no tarrying. That is a wonderful psalm. It can also be used as a prayer when you are under duress. And readings from the chapters of Jasher, Yashar, chapter 32 through 36, there's so much trust being placed in Elohim, in Yahuwah, Eloheinu. Shimon and Levi trusted the Father, and he delivered the city of Shechem to them. Yaakov prayed and interceded on behalf of his sons, and they were delivered. There was so much faith put in our Father Yahuwah. We must apply that same trust and faith that Yaakov had, that his sons had, that Yitzhak had, that Abraham had. Continue to trust the Father every morning you wake up, or every night before you lay your head down, or at every time of the day you could be under duress. Trust Him. Or it could not be a season of hardship. Continue to trust Him. Trust His plan. I pray this is a blessing to you, and I'm so glad you could stop by and follow along and read. Stay in the Word. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this time, Father. And thank you to the Son, Yahusha, for being the blood atonement, for being our high priest in the order of Melchizedek. Thank you for your obedience, Yahusha, Yahawashai. And may this be a blessing again to you. And I will see you in the next reading. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah, Yahuwah, in the name of the Son, Yahusha HaMashiach, and in the Holy Spirit. Shalom.